Josh and Caleb.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our Halloween series. I'm wearing my They Live shirt. Maybe I can show it without knocking over my lights. That would be ideal. Okay, there we go. I kind of got this idea watching Planet CHH. He is great. I could talk I could listen to him talk about horror all day long, but specifically he did a video on his favorite horror TV series. So I wanted to do that as well. I thought, why not do some other ones too, like horror remakes. He didn't do that, but he has done some great videos. Definitely go check him out. I don't know him personally or anything, but he has a great channel. Tell him I sent ya. Go check out his videos. He collects horror busts like of Freddy and Jason, so he did some cool videos on that as well. But today we are going to jump right into horror television, TV series that are horror based. Now, I didn't do anything like Planet of the Apes. Some series we're saving for next week when we do horror box sets. But let's jump right in. Horror on television, and the first thing is a Disney release on ABC called The River. Most people probably remember the trailer for this. It was produced by Steven Spielberg and was directed and created by Oren Peli, who directed Paranormal Activity. Now this is a fun show. I remember it being pretty suspenseful. We saw the first few episodes live on ABC. The first two specifically, I think we stopped watching it after that. I don't know. I don't really remember if it continues to be that good. But yeah, The River Season 1, I'll have to revisit that at some point. Then What We Do in the Shadows, this being signed by him, I forgot his name, Hector, I forget. I met him at Dragon Con last year. We Do in the Shadows Season 1 and Season 2, created by Taika Waititi, who directed the movie this series is based on. More of a comedy series. It does have some elements of horror. I mean, obviously they're all vampires, but it mainly stays in the comedy lane, but it is horror comedy, so that's a good series. Then Hannibal, I have all of them, season 1, 2, and 3. For some reason, the first time I watched the show, I didn't really care for it. So I traded them all in, and then Kay was watching it, and I'm like, that looks good, what's that? He's like, that's Hannibal. So I think I just watched the first season, now that I think about it. So then I found all these for $5 each. I forgot where I got uh Goodwill. I don't remember. I don't know if I showed it on video where I got these, or maybe in the mail. I don't know. Hannibal seasons 1 through 3. I enjoy those. Not quite to the level of the movies. Some episodes are really good, but then some are not so good. Then we have Scream seasons 1, 2, and 3. Uh, yeah. This is the real release. These are bootlegs, obviously. Stinky Tuna, when that was, you know, when they actually had a website still. Decent quality for what it is, but this being the legitimate release, maybe we'll get releases for these down the road, but I got them all. Seasons 2 and 3 not as good as the first one. This had a good storyline, and they stuck to it. The latter, of course, bringing back the Ghostface mask. So, Scream the series on MTV. It was decent. First season bit the best. Then iZombie, based on a comic book. Hopefully, I will meet her very soon. Uh, well, actually, I've already met her. If you're watching this now, uh, yeah, I've already met her. But, yeah, iZombie. Love the first season. Season 2 kind of feel like they dip in quality a little. Because I love every episode of season 1. Season 2, not so much, but a fun zombie show. So there you go. Hemlock Grove. Great first season. Created by Eli Roth. I believe he directed at least the first episode. I don't know how many he directed, and his Lorenza Izzo is also in it, who's in Green Inferno. I don't think they're married or anything. Uh, Maybe they are. I don't know. We met her and Eli in Chicago years ago. They were doing a press junket for Green Inferno when they were trying to get in, more screens. So we saw the first 8 minutes. It was awesome. Uh, that was a cool moment in time. But yeah, Hemlock Grove, a great little show. At least the first season. Famke Janssen, Bill Skarsgård, uh, anybody else on it? Dougray Scott. Great first season. I believe there are three or four seasons, but those are foreign releases, I believe, and they're very expensive. uh, I think there was a box set with all of them. I have to look into that, but I saw season 2. It wasn't quite as good, so Hemlock Grove. Then we have the Ray Bradbury Theater. Uh, I believe this is a whole series. Kind of like an anthology thing. Pretty decent. Then these are more of a docu-series. Cursed Films 1 and 2. Cursed Films is better. But Cursed Films 2, they talk about Wizard of Oz, Serpent and the Rainbow. I mean, they both have some good episodes. Have 2 on Blu-ray. But yeah, Curse Films 1 and 2, definitely grab these if you get a chance. Great docu-series. Same with these, History of Horror 1, 2, and 3. Eli Roth again. These are really cool, all about the history of horror, and they take on different subjects like zombies and stuff. Pretty good. I enjoy that show a lot. Then the Night Gallery, kind of like the Twilight Zone. Uh, yeah, Rod Sterling is also in this, who hosted Twilight Zone. 98 episodes, 2 away from 100. Steven Spielberg directs, it doesn't say how many, but directed by cinematic masters like Steven Spielberg. A commentary from Guillermo del Toro. That's interesting. I need to check that out. But yeah, kind of feels like Twilight Zone, but kind of not. Speaking of the Twilight Zone, I did actually forget to include these, so I grabbed them. Twilight Zone, the complete 80s series. Bruce Willis is in this. A bunch of people you'll recognize, including filmmakers such as Ray Bradbury, Stephen King, George R. Martin, Wes Craven, I remember that, William Friedkin, and many more. The box as well. There we go. But yeah, the 80s one, I enjoy this one a bunch. Not my favorite series, but not my least favorite Twilight Zone series. You guys will probably be able to guess. This being my favorite one, the 2000s incarnation of the Twilight Zone. Love this one so much. It used to play constantly on cable. Jason Alexander, Jason Bateman, Linda Cardellini, Rory Culkin, Vivica A. Fox, so many. Lou Diamond Phillips, Jeremy Piven, Jamie Presley, Amber Tamblyn. That was crazy. Wayne Knight also is in it. Bunch of people you'll recognize. Love the 2000s. Jessica Simpson, also Usher, Shannon Elizabeth, Method Man, and more, and hosted by Forrest Whitaker. I think he did the best out of everybody. I mean, great. Outside of Rod Serling, of course, but love the 2000s incarnation. The Jordan Peele incarnation, there are episodes that are really good, but overall not as strong as the other 3 incarnations. Again, few episodes blow me away, but the seasons overall are not that strong. Kind of like what am I trying? Creepshow. The first season great. Second seasons 2 and 3 kind of hit or miss, but I enjoy those. I enjoy these as well. Just I don't marathon it as much as I do the 2000s one or the 80s one. I need to get the original Twilight Zone. Then American Horror Story, up until season 7, another hit or miss show. I think I like every other season. Like the first season, pretty decent, but overall not great. I love Love Asylum. Then Coven is kind of okay. Hotel, not, wasn't for me. Freak Show I enjoy. And then Cult has its moments, and love Roanoke as well. Roanoke and Asylum are my favorite seasons. I don't know what would be third. Probably Freak Show, then Cult, uh, then the first one, I guess, then Coven and or Motel and Coven. uh, Overall, a cool show. I don't actually know if it's still going on. I know they did 80. Is it just called Summer of '84 or just 1984? I believe. I don't know if they've done any after that, and I didn't pick that release up. If it did in fact get a release, I don't know. I haven't seen it at Walmart, that's for sure. But seasons 1 through 7 of American Horror Story, overall a cool show, just kind of hit or miss. Then The Purge, seasons 1 and 2, enjoy this show actually. Um, they get to dive more into detail of the group controlling the purge, into that a little more. Enjoy this show. I didn't think I would. Of course, I enjoy all the movies. The first one's kind of slow, and the Forever Purge is a strong outing, but other than that, I enjoy the series over. The Walking Dead, all 11 seasons. First being my favorite, followed by probably 4. I enjoy that one. I'm not going to go through all of them. When Negan took over, it kind of nosedived. I didn't like the boomerang storytelling, because you'd be invested in a storyline, and then you have to wait 3 episodes for it to come back around to what you were actually interested in. Did not like the boomerang storytelling. They should have stayed with Frank Darabont, who did the first season. First season, so brilliant, and then they kind of had a few showrunners until Scott Gimple, I believe that's his name. He did the boomerang storytelling. Not great. That's why Walking Dead has like nosedived in the ratings. So Dead City, did not like it. We'll move on from that. Then we have Fear the Walking Dead. First 3 seasons very slow. I think 4 is when I got invested in it. Uh, and then ever since then it's been pretty interesting. Probably more consistent than The Walking Dead. After season 3. And then Walking Dead World Beyond, which I actually enjoyed both seasons of this series. It only lasted 2 seasons, so apparently this will lead into Rick Grimes' show. I don't know. I'm kind of with The Walking Dead, but yeah, this is pretty consistent in my opinion. Maybe it's not for everybody. Alright, now we are down to our final 2 stacks. This being some of my favorites. Starting with Creepshow, seasons 1, 2, and 3. Love all the artwork for these seasons. 1 is the most consistent. But 2 and 3 have some fun episodes as well. Uh, I believe Tom Savini directs a few. Greg Nicotero obviously directs some. All pretty well produced. He had Greg had to have something to fall back on now that The Walking Dead is done. But yeah, I enjoy Creepshow. And then Freddy's Nightmares. Hopefully this will get release someday. Till then, I just have this thing I picked up at a convention. I don't even remember where. Not MegaCon. It was some convention I did in Philadelphia, I believe. So, Freddy's Nightmares I enjoy overall, but it needs a physical release. If not Blu-ray, at least DVD. Nearline, you can do that. Then The Stand, the mini-series. I enjoy this one pretty well. Pretty, uh, pretty consistent. The new one I have not seen, so I can't really comment on that. But the original, The Stand, I enjoy quite a bit. Then The Dead Zone, which overall is decent. Some episodes are better than others, and overall the story is not. Of course, I kind of don't remember a whole lot of it. From what I remember, the story is a little hard to follow. Maybe not. Maybe I was just completely zoned out. But there are some fun episodes. But The Dead Zone, Stephen King. Then the Nerd Anthology series, Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I enjoy this one from what I remember, which is not a whole lot. Don't remember a lot. Tales from the Dark Side. This is a great show. Nerd Anthology show. Really consistent, pretty creepy. There's some cool monsters. I believe Tom Savini did this one. I think CHH was talking about that. So yeah, he did some creatures in this. Let's see. Does it say? And George A. Romero did some stuff. And Stephen King, Clive Barker, Robert Bloch. 90 episodes. Wow. Need to revisit some of these shows. Tales from the Dark Side. Hopefully those don't all fall over. Then Slasher, Season 1, put out by Scream Factory. A fun little show. I enjoy this one. Didn't know how much I would enjoy it. I just kind of bought it on a whim. It was, $10 at Walmart. Back in, when did this come out? 2016. So, pretty good show. Slasher. When Sarah Bennett returns to her small hometown, she finds herself the centerpiece in a series of horrifying copycat murders. Really enjoyed this show. Need to give her a rewatch very soon. Then Tremors, the complete series, a show that should not work, but it does. After Tremors 4, they were kind of, what do we do? So they thought, hey, let's do a TV show about it. Only 13 episodes. It should have got more than that. But at least it got released, unlike the Kevin Bacon revamp that they tried to do years ago. I doubt that ever see the light of day, but anyway, Chucky season 1 and 2. Great show. Revived the franchise, in my opinion. Really enjoyed this show so much. The movies were they didn't know what to do. Curse was great, but a lot of people did not come back for Cult, so they weren't sure what to do. They were going to do a remake, which they did eventually, and then they're like, hey, let's also do a show. So they did, and I love the Chucky series. Now we're getting into some of my this is my top 5 horror TV shows right here. Scream Queens, great show. I have season 2, but that's going to be in a future episode horror box set, so stay on the lookout for that coming next week. Uh, Jamie Lee Curtis, Emma Roberts, uh, Carrie Fisher's daughter, Billie Lourd, is that her name? Keke Palmer, Abigail Breslin, let's see, does it say her name? I think I'm right, but it does not, it lists everybody else. That's crazy. I feel like I'm just overlooking it. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Her, great actress. She doesn't do a whole lot, but she is everything she's in. She is great. But Scream Queens, top 5 horror shows of all time. I count these as one, even though technically they're different series, both done by the same director. Let's see. What is his name? Michael Flanagan, who did the Shining sequel. Uh, what's that called? Doctor Sleep. Yeah. But The Haunting of Hill House, which is amazing, and The Haunting of Bly Manor, both great. Haunted House series, so good. Kind of like The Conjuring, if The Conjuring was a show. Uh, really enjoy these. I think he did another one as well, but it's not The Haunting of wherever. It's a kind of different show. So, I don't know. Love both of these. I can't even believe they got a release. Maybe that was in his contract. Because these were exclusively to Netflix, and somehow we got a DVD release for both of them. Then we have Urban Legends, a great show all about urban legends. This show freaked me out as a kid. Any horror movie, doesn't matter, probably won't scare me, but if I pop this in and watch it, or Unsolved Mysteries, both of those shows freak me out. I don't know what it is. I guess because, based on true stories, so that freaks me out more than what I know was filmed, practical effects and everything. Hosted by Natasha Henstridge, which we might meet her in Atlanta coming January. Days of the Dead. Hopefully we can head down there. Maybe I'll get to sign one of these. I don't know. Or She Spies. Maybe both. We'll see, but Urban Legends, a great show. If you haven't seen it, they are kind of hard to find. So you might, Amazon had them, eBay had them, but they are expensive and hard to find altogether. Okay, these also I consider one. Masters of Horror and Fear Itself, which is like a sequel series to Masters of Horror. They ended it, and they didn't really want to end it, so they just did Fear Itself, which Darren Lynn Bousman, who directed some of the Saws, uh, Elizabeth Moss is in it. Yeah, great series. I enjoy that quite a bit. Not as much as Masters of Horror, obviously. I believe there is a season 2 release, but it's like a big box set with the gravestone. Can never find that. Uh, and all the episodes were released individually, and then eventually we did get a season 1 release, which I found randomly at Walmart one day. All 13 episodes, some great directors: Tobe Hooper, Mick Garris, Dario Argento, Stuart Gordon, John Landis, John Carpenter did a few, I believe. Joe Dante did some. He did one here. Don Corsorelli, Larry Cohen. Great. Just all around great. Love Masters of Horror. It's just a horror anthology show where any great horror director you can think of directed in this series. Joe Dante again, Rob Schmidt, the director of Wrong. Oh, I'm not even showing you. Uh, Joe Dante, Rob Schmidt, Clive Barker. They direct the episode as well. Oh, Mick Garris directed the episode. That's cool. Peter Medic from the Changeling and Species 2. Love this episode. The Black Cat from Stuart Gordon. Jeffrey Combs is also in there, so we'll reanimate her. John Carpenter. Great practical effects in pro-life. Dream Cruise from Norio. I don't know. He did Ringo and Premonition. That's a good one. Sounds like from Brad Anderson, the director of The Machinist and Session 9. The V Word, Ernest Dickerson, Bones, and Demon Knight. We All Scream for Ice Cream. Tom Holland did this one, who I did meet years ago. John Landis, Family. This is a good episode. Peltz, Dario Argento again. And Tobe Hooper finishing us off with Sean Patrick Flannery and Ted Raimi also appeared. Love Masters of Horror and Fear Itself, and my favorite horror show, Tales from the Crypt. Love this series. So many great episodes. Season 1, it comes in this, and it flips out, like a comic book. CHH pointed this out as well. As they went on, they went to just the slim case, because season 2 has it as well, but then they went to these slim case DVDs. I really enjoyed this show. Obviously, I mean, it's my favorite, but it creeped me out as a kid. Can't believe my parents used to let me watch this when I was like 7 or 8. Like it would just be on TV, like when we were staying on a trip at a motel, and it would just be on, and they would let us watch it. Not every time, but like still. But it freaked me out as a kid, and then a few years ago got the whole series. So season one, season two. I'll go ahead and show this one as well. How cool is that? Arnold Schwarzenegger directs an episode. I believe Tom Hanks did as well. Everybody you can think of was in this show. Uh, season 3, of course, they went to the slim case DVDs. Season 4, season 5, like that. Season 6. I like that they like spoof other shows like Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which I guess I could show here. I mean, I've showed it many times, including my Alfred Hitchcock collection. There's a bunch of I probably missed some things, and of course, season 7. Uh, I almost didn't add Twilight Zone and forgot Alfred Hitchcock Presents. But you know, that's how it works out. Can't remember everything. But that is it for our horror TV shows. Wow, we've gone quite, quite a long time. So that is going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys are enjoying these horror related collections within my movie collection. Hope you're enjoying October. We are doing another review coming Tuesday. We will be reviewing uh, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Or is that the week? We change that. We will be reviewing Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. Then we will do Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey the next Tuesday. I'll switch them around. So there you go. That is going to do it for this episode. I'm Josh. More videos coming as always. Until then, if I don't see you out thrifting or at Walt Disney World, I will see you at the movies. Bye. Hope you enjoy this one. A lot of fun. Alright, bye.